Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.
Welcome to Harry Potter and the Anxious Millennials, a show where we delve week by week into each chapter of the Harry Potter series.
Welcome back here. Thank you for joining us again at Harry Potter and the Anxious Millennials. My name's Ari, and this is my co-host, Adam. Didn't expect that, did ya? Gotta keep you on your toes.
Season 5, this is professionalism. This is a professional NPR podcast.
Yeah,
okay?
We're getting some NPR influence. That's what I was just gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, how are you doing today? Yeah.
I'm well. We have the Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
She's a little baby over there.
She's a little baby.
It's the only room we have for her, so it's fine. No, it's good. I'm ready for the year to be done. How are you?
I'm doing better. I actually am doing a little bit better. I don't think I've said this on the pod, but one of our dogs passed away, so it's been a hard couple weeks. But I think I am doing better overall. It definitely helped getting to see 17, obviously, because I really think seeing 17 in concert is like my favorite thing right now. It's just like there's nothing like it. So they didn't know it, but of course they came to town when I really needed them. It's my turn. I'm doing the intro and I have it right here. This week we read chapter 2 called A Peck of Owls, which is that what you call instead of like a gaggle of geese, it's a peck of owls? That's crazy to me.
Well, I know it's a peck of pickled peppers.
Obviously.
That's famous. No, I think it's because he misspeaks. Vernon misspeaks. And that's what it's pulled from. He says a pack of owls. He corrects himself and then says a pack of owls.
Oh, a pack of owls. Okay. A pack of owls. Adam, what happens in this chapter?
Harry is visited by the 5 owls of Christmas past. Christmas past, present, Christmas present, Christmas present, future, Christmas future.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Yeah, exactly.
He is on. These 5 owls send him on a whirlwind of emotion.
Exactly.
That's it.
He doesn't know up from down. He's got a migraine. Get this boy an ibuprofen.
Here, I'll do another one. Take two.
Okay.
Clap. Harry is expelled from Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
Take two. Harry is expelled from Hogwarts and then kicked out of his house, and then in a shocking turn of events, not expelled from Hogwarts and not kicked out of his house.
Yes, great. But please leave all of that in. Please don't cut any of that.
Hogwarts.
Please leave it all in. Oh my gosh. No one will ever know but me if you left it in or not, but I'll know.
So the chapter starts, and as we remember from the end of chapter 1, Mrs. Figg was like, I'm going to kill Mundungus Fletcher. Yeah. And this is an oft-repeated line through this chapter. I do think this woman might commit homicide. I don't put it past her.
She is not just saying this.
There's intent behind it. So she reveals at the start of the chapter that Mundungus went off to go get some cauldrons that fell off the back of the broom that he had heard about.
Yeah, what?
Why are we transporting cauldrons via broom? This is insane.
You can't flush those cauldrons down the toilet. You can't go through Flu Network with said coffins.
Cauldrons.
Oh, cauldrons. Coffins? Mm-hmm. Coffins, cauldrons. Same thing. They're the same guys. Cauldrons.
I still am bothered by wizarding infrastructure, and I think I will be until the end of this podcast.
Yeah. You will be.
I don't think it's going to get better.
I don't think it ever ends.
But that's what. So Mundungus, when Harry heard the crack earlier in chapter 1, when he was trying to listen to the news, that was Mundungus leaving. Now, where Mundungus had been, we don't know. I'm assuming around the front yard.
Yeah, under an invisibility cloak, or just in a disguise.
I don't know.
Is he wearing Muggle clothing when he shows back up?
A squat, unshaven man in a tattered overcoat materialized right in front of them. He had short, bandy legs, long, straggly ginger hair, and bloodshot, baggy eyes that gave him... No, he's just wearing a coat. Oh, he was also clutching a silvery bundle that Harry recognized at once as an invisibility cloak.
Oh, okay. I was like, why would I have randomly thought invisibility cloak? So this is just a regular old invisibility cloak, you know? You just pick one up from the shop.
I would say it's like, it's probably a great value. It's probably like a Target brand. It's not top of the line, made by Death. It's not the best. Spoiler alert.
Made by Death. Okay. I was like, what are you making invisibility cloak out of? Is it a charm? You just enchant the cloak, I'm guessing?
The one he has. It has to be a charm. Yeah.
The one he has must just be a charm. It's not Death's limited edition.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a poly blend for sure, but then you just charm it.
Lightweight, you know.
So the order of events that we were not privy to in chapter 1 was Mundungus left and Mrs. Fig, because she didn't trust Mundungus. I'm going to start saying Fletcher because Mundungus is one of the worst words.
Mundungus.
Mrs. Fig did not trust Fletcher. So she had Mr. Tibbles, her cat, go like watch him. And then the cat saw him heard him disappear. I don't know if cats, what's going on with invisibility cloaks for cats. I'm assuming the cat heard that he apparated.
No. Remember? Because Mrs. Norris can see through the,
She, like, by the time she gets out there to, like, come watch Harry to make sure nothing's going to happen, Harry had disappeared because he was going to go bully Dudley, basically. As we all remember.
I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah. So this is now our second squib in canon that we have met, and also has like a very beloved pet cat.
Yeah, it's something with cats. The squibs and the cats.
Squibs and the cats. Is she the last squib we meet by name?
Yeah, I think so.
She's explaining all this to Harry, and they get Dudley off the ground, and she starts walking them back home. She's like, Harry, do not put your wand away. I'm just a squib. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do.
I can't do anything. I'm just a useless squib. I'm no help. I was like, well, you were a lot of help.
I think Dumbledore probably should have chosen maybe better people to watch the person
Harry
who should be
Potter.
the most protected person in the Wizarding world. Because
you think?
I'll give you a hint that Mundungus is not the best character in this book series.
Yeah.
He's very, he reminds me of the Joker, where it's like chaos. It's like a chaos agent.
When should we have the Mundungus conversation? Because I always have a hard time with him. And I think maybe it's because I, as a human, have a hard time with people like this. Like, they're just not, I don't have the patience for someone like this. I would be like, you know what? I wish them well, but like, I can't do all that. Like, it's, and I would be like, it's a me thing. I can't do it.
I mean, we have discussed before that Dumbledore might not have the best executive skills in terms of decision making. And this is just another example added to the list of, you're having a Squib and Mundungus Fletcher patrol Harry Potter.
There was no one else available?
There's no way that they thought that Dementors were going to come out of the woodwork and try to attack Harry. No.
But imagine Mundungus Fletcher facing off with a Death Eater, Adam. Like,
is he even talented enough to conjure a Patronus? Like, they all would have died anyway.
I don't know. The weird thing about this is I don't want to like spoil anything for you, but there's something later with Mundungus where like he definitely can't deal with like Death Eaters. Like he's not brave enough to.
Yeah, he's a coward.
Yes. So I'm just like, what are we? This is the person? You couldn't have Lupin kind of like camp out nearby? What's Lupin do? What's Lupin up to?
What's Lupin doing?
Never mind.
Oh,
Or is it in this book?
he's
Maybe it's the next one. I can't remember.
I don't know. He's probably already started, to be honest.
Yeah, sure. But I'm like, someone else. Tonks. Send Tonks over there.
How about anyone? How about anyone other than Mundungus Fletcher? I get that Miss Fig lives there. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
yeah. And up until this point, that's fine to have her be the one. Yeah, I'm like, sure.
But also, you could have just like, you probably could have told Harry from the beginning, like when he went home, been like, you have to stay inside as much as you can while you're home.
You don't even have to tell him face to face. Just
I don't
write
understand
it in a note.
why, and be like, I know, and I can't explain it right now, but for your safety, we just have a way. If you are at home, that you are safe. So stay home. But no, why explain? Why be transparent about anything?
Just write a note. Maybe this is like a very English thing to do. I'll have to ask Michael.
English listeners, let us know. Write a review and let us know.
Write a review. Write a review.
So she also says that, so like, listen, Harry, I'm a squib. I was never supposed to reveal myself. I was also supposed to not have it be fun when I watched you so that the Dursleys would keep using me because there's no way they would let you come back if you were like, I had a great time at Mrs. Fig's.
Yeah, do we buy that? I don't know.
I buy that Vernon Dursley is vindictive enough that he would be like, well, I don't want him to be having fun.
I'm just like...
Because it's not that... I don't think his visits to Mrs. Fig's were bad. I just think they were like boring for a kid. And so like, that's what you want as like a mean parent to be like, oh.
Right.
I love that you didn't have a good time. And it's not even like it was bad. It was bad because it was nothing to do.
Yeah, sure.
We also are going to learn some other differences between Vernon and Petunia in this chapter coming up.
Oh, yes. Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
I'm sad we didn't get this in the film. This would have been a really good thing to be able to see in the film.
Yes. Yeah. I think this is a really big scene.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I was like, man, and the actress that played Petunia, she is so good.
Oh.
Her career has been like popping off lately. So I'm just like, wow, you had this national treasure and y'all did not use her.
So anyway, Mundungus shows back up and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, Mundungus, I'm going to murder you. This is where we really are like, we might witness a murder in this chapter. This might be our second murder in this book series.
No, Adam. Third. Quirrell. Don't forget about Quirrell.
Right. Sorry. The third
Don't
murder.
You forget.
So she's like, she can't apparate. An owl will take too long to send a Dumbledore. The Ministry probably already knows that Harry has conjured a Patronus.
Yeah.
And I have my own questions around that, but I don't even, honestly, who cares? It's not worth getting into.
Yeah, at this point, we shouldn't waste our breath.
Okay, here was my thing. Mundungus apparated like steps away from Harry in the last chapter. And I don't understand how that is not, unless apparition doesn't count. Because technically in book 2, the thing that gets Harry is the levitation charm, not Dobby entering and exiting.
Right. So maybe apparition doesn't, the sensors don't go off because of apparition. Because it's that
you don't use your wand.
Yeah, maybe. But don't you have to have your wand on you to apparate? I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Okay.
I don't know how to answer the question because I can't.
And also, like, he did it on the street.
Well, this is where we're back to the question. We're back to the question of, is it just because Harry is the only wizard in that area that they know that he's performing magic?
It just seems like a very faulty, and listen, sometimes government is. I'm not sitting here and saying that every law and ordinance passed is perfect and whatever.
No, definitely isn't.
it seems like a very flawed system in which it's like, well, you seem to be the only person who would be able to do magic in this area, but also like people travel. Maybe somebody has a friend that lives down the street
who is a witch in disguise. What if a witch or wizard just showed up in the area just for funsies?
It would make more sense if you had to like register your wand with the ministry, and then it would be like, we trace this spell back to you. But then that wouldn't work because Dobby didn't use Harry's wand in book 2.
Right. So I don't
Unless in the Triwizard, here's what she should have done. Are you ready? When they did the weighing of the wand ceremony in the Triwizard Cup, then they were like, it's like, we have to take your fingerprints.
Yes, right.
That I fixed it for you, Joe.
Everyone else would have been 17, so it would have made sense. And then they just would have had to have taken Harry's wand wand registration. They would have just had to take it in because he was in the tournament.
Now, I also think we are at a place in this book, and we'll definitely see it as we go through this book, of like the ministry, I think, wants to silence Harry, so it might be in their best interest to just have him expelled from Hogwarts, and then he's just never heard from again.
Was he
maybe
silent?
They're like looking for a reason, or was she silenced? So Mundungus apparates to go tell Dumbledore what's going on. They finally get Dudley and Harry back to the Dursleys. There's 2 turns of phrase that I like that she edits, like common turns of phrase that she makes wizardified, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
She says, no use crying over spilled potion instead of no use crying over spilled milk. Mm-hmm. And then the cat's among the pixies now, which I think is the cat's among the pigeons. Say or do something that is likely to cause trouble or controversy. Yeah. I like those little edits. It's just it's fun. Mrs. Fig walks away before Harry has a chance to ask her any more questions. I don't really know what answers she would have, in all honesty.
Well, yeah. She doesn't have anything to share.
Yeah, I think she would have shared it in that walk, Harry, but I understand he's like...
He's just like, why won't anyone...
Now I've been followed? And no one's going to talk to me?
Being followed? Like, currently?
I don't disagree with the frustration that Harry has about no contact.
Yeah, agreed.
However, he's going to have a feeling later in this chapter that I was like, you're the most annoying character in literature. I will get to it.
Okay.
They open the door. They realize, like, Petunia realizes something's wrong with Dudley. He vomits everywhere. And then Harry tries to like sneak upstairs to go to bed. And then Dudley, they're like pestering him, like, what happened to you? So Dudley is like, Harry did it. And then they're like, Vernon's like, get over here.
Yeah. You boy.
And they start asking him, like, why is my son catatonic?
Yeah,
basically?
yeah. What's going on?
And like Harry barely has a chance to explain what's going on when a screech owl, this is owl number 1, comes through the window carrying a letter from the improper use of a magic office. It's good to hear from Mafalda. She's still head of the department.
Mafalda is a mood.
Joe and her naming, whatever. Mafalda might be my favorite name because it's like,
Mafalda
that's not a real
Hopkirk.
name.
Mafalda.
Okay, so I'm going to read this letter to you. I'm going to read all 5 letters today. This is a reading episode.
Ready.
This is the reading challenge.
Ready. I was hoping you were going to do an impression at some point in this, mainly of the last letter.
Sure. I'll do one for each letter that's different.
Okay, great.
Dear Mr. Potter, we have received intelligence that you have performed the Patronus charm at 23 minutes past 9 this evening in a Muggle-inhabited area and in the presence of a Muggle. The severity... I hope I sound like Claire Foy.
Claire Foy, I was just going to say! I was like, your Claire Foy is in the building.
The severity of this breach of the decree of the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery has resulted in your expulsion from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Ministry represent... I have never taken an actual dialect class in my life, so if this sounds good...
It's
honey,
really good, Adam. I was just going to say, you sound just like Claire. Claire Foy is
I've also
here.
watched season 1 of The Crown a few times.
Oh, you have?
Ministry representatives will be calling at your place of residence shortly to destroy your wand. As you have already received an official warning for a previous offense under Section 13 of the International Confederation of Wizards Statute of Secrecy. Let's edit the names, guys. Let's edit the names. What are we doing?
No, but this part.
We regret to inform you that your presence is required at a disciplinary hearing at the Ministry of Magic at 9 a.m. on August 12th. Hoping you are well, yours sincerely, Mafalda Hopkirk, Improper Use of Magic Office, Ministry of Magic.
Hoping you are well.
Hoping you are well. That's the best part, honestly, of the whole letter, because it's so like, this is just on the letterhead.
Yes,
it's just like printed. It's already ready to go.
Hoping
it's my signature on email on my Outlook account.
But then it's not in the next letter that he gets from her. So I was like, girl, it's so funny.
Are you hoping he's well or not?
Do you actually hope he's well or not, Mafalda?
No, it's different. It's similar in its tone, but it's a different sign off.
It's not hoping you were well, yeah.
The feeling that Harry has where like you read something that's just like, or you hear something and you're like, I have now gotten this thing taken away from me that is like the only thing I like to do or the only place I feel validated or whatever. It feels insane. Especially
when you're that young, like 15 specifically is such a difficult age to be going, like literally to be expelled, to receive a letter saying that you were expelled, not to mention the layers of like Harry's whole situation.
So Harry gets this letter and he's immediately like, well, I've been expelled. They're coming for my wand. I have to leave before they get to my wand because I can't lose my wand.
Valid.
I would 100% agree with this course of action.
Yeah.
And he's like,
get it.
I'm going to go. And so Vernon's like, where do you think you're going? And he's like, I'm leaving. And Vernon's like, no, you're not. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to have it out. And he was like, I'm going to jinx you. And Vernon's like, you can't jinx me because I remember 3 books ago, there was a whole thing where there was a cake. You remember? And then Harry's pudding. Like, the letter just told me I was expelled. So it doesn't matter what I do now.
The nut house has kicked me out.
Right.
Okay.
And so Vernon's like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, another owl arrives. This one runs into the window. So is this Errol? We know
it has to be, right?
It's weird that he didn't say, Arthur. And then it was Errol. It's from Arthur.
Yeah, that's true. The Weasleys, just any owl they get is shitty.
Yeah. But Arthur's at the ministry.
Yeah, so
I don't think he would have Errol. Yeah, it's probably a ministry owl. Also, these owls are hustling.
Apparently.
There is no... How fast do owls fly?
Well, hold on, let me see. The ministry is in London, right?
Ministry's in London. I think Sirius would be at Grimmauld Place, which is also in London. And then Little Whinging's in Surrey. Okay. Let me look. Which is probably like 45 minutes outside. It's like a suburb. But an owl can't fly that fast. I mean, come on.
I'm looking up driving directions. Driving directions, it would take 1 hour. Driving directions.
Well, maybe, Surrey. I mean, maybe there was like a high speed rail just for owls to take to get to Little Whinging.
They're right, Adam. They're just like surfing on the current. The current, it's like the current in Finding Nemo. What is that?
Oh, yes, the EAC.
The EAC.
East Australian Current.
There's one in the air for the owls.
Yes. The BWC, the British Wind Current. Okay.
British Wind Current, great.
So he gets another owl. This one is from Arthur Weasley. I don't know if I have a good Arthur Weasley impersonation, actually. Here we go. We'll try it out.
Okay. He's more country.
Harry, Dumbledore's just arrived at the ministry and he's trying to sort it all out now. Do not leave your aunt and uncle's house. Do not do any more magic. Do not surrender your wand, Arthur Weasley.
Nice.
It's fine.
It's fine. Nothing will ever be as good as Claire Foy.
Claire Foy.
Not even
that's
Mafalda.
On period. Correct.
Not Mafalda at all. Claire Foy.
So Harry reads this and is like, well, I guess I'll stay. Which is a very funny, like, okay. And then she writes that he flops down to the kitchen table, which is very funny to me. He says, I've changed my mind. I'm staying. And then, so Vernon has more questions. This whole chapter is just like questions that Vernon has that keep getting interrupted by owls. So that's why we're going to keep coming back to this conversation. So in this conversation, Vernon finds out that there is a ministry of magic. And he is horrified.
People like you running the show?
That there's a government.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he already know there's a government from book 2?
I don't know. He thought there was just a school.
Yeah, I guess. It doesn't make sense. Vernon doesn't have a brain.
What do you think wizards do to like make a living? You think they all go out and have muggle jobs? Wouldn't that be more scary for you, Vernon?
Maybe that's why he's scared. So Harry admits that they sent him this letter because he did do magic, and Vernon thinks he like fully found out that like he caught the killer.
I know. Yeah, that's funny.
And then, so then he's like, what did you do to Dudley? And Harry's like, I didn't do anything to Dudley. I was protecting Dudley. But of course, Dudley can't see the Dementors. Yeah. So he doesn't know. He probably for sure thought Harry did something to him. And he'll probably live with that trauma for the rest of his life.
Harry was literally bullying him 5 minutes before this happened, y'all.
Hello.
So I'm sorry. I don't know what to say in your defense, Harry. Like, if I was Dudley, I might have been like, oh, he retaliated.
Right. And Dudley is they are peppering him with questions and asking what it was like. And he's kind of describing the feeling you get when the Dementors come around where you just, there's no happiness ever again.
Yeah.
And this just like Harry, I'm on his side and then he'll lose me. And this is, I think, going to be a running theme in this book specifically, where I'm going to be like, Harry, you almost got there. But Dudley seemed incapable of saying. He shuddered again and shook his large blonde head. Always funny that Dudley is blonde to me.
I know. I'm always like, oh,
always
right.
Funny.
Yeah.
And despite the sense of numb dread that had settled on Harry since the arrival of the first owl, he felt a certain curiosity. Dementors caused a person to relive the worst moments of their life. What would spoiled, pampered, bullying Dudley have been forced to hear? Harry, do you think that there is no hardship that has ever happened to Dudley? Like, I get that Dudley's a shithead. Also, he has Vernon for a father. I don't know what you think. Like, hello?
First off, I'm surprised Harry himself didn't make a fat joke. But Harry, that's your answer. Your answer is he's been made fun of for being fat. Because it happens in this book constantly.
It just happened 10 minutes ago.
In this series, constantly.
Yes.
You were just making fun of him. So that is probably what Dudley is reliving in his head all the time someone has bullied him for being fat.
It's not the Pain Olympics, Harry. We don't need to like... Just because your parents died doesn't mean that Dudley hasn't also had something bad happen to him. And can't experience. Also, a Dementor, it would just take the worst thing that ever happened to you, and then it would just like send you into a spiral about it.
Intensify it. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Bad things have happened to Dudley, and of course, the Dementor would use those to its advantage.
Yeah, would amplify those experiences.
Yeah. Sorry, not all of us have a dead mother blowing a train blowing a train whistle anytime a Dementor comes around.
That's just in the movies too. Oh no, he does hear her scream. It's different in the book. It is worse in the books. I think in the books
it is worse in the books. It's a little
like the whole thing.
Movie.
Yeah.
It's a tone. So this is where things get wild. Harry is like, I didn't do any of this to him. The Dementors did. And Vernon is like, what the hell is a Dementor? And Petunia goes, Dementors are the guards, are the Azkaban wizard prison guards.
They guard the wizard prison Azkaban. I love that she says it so casually.
Yes.
It's
factual.
So great. Yeah.
And then she's like shocked that it came out of her mouth that she has this piece of information about the wizarding world.
Yeah.
I think maybe she might have known that there's a Ministry of Magic.
Oh, yeah.
If she knows that there's a prison, there has to be a government to run the prison.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vernon's an idiot. That's the point of the story. Why don't we just make fun of the fact that Vernon's stupid? Why is it always like Vernon and his jolly beer or his jolly gut? And it's like, no, he's an idiot. He's dumb.
He's clearly, got rocks for brains. He
does.
does.
Even have
he's like
two brain cells to rub together.
No, he does
nothing.
not. He's got a teeny tiny little brain in there. My God.
Vern's like, how the hell do you know this? And she's like, well, I heard James telling Lily about it one time.
No, that's not what she
says. I heard the boy telling her about it.
Do you know who she's referring to?
That awful boy telling her about them. It had to be James and Lily, right?
Nope. It's not James.
Is it Snape?
Yes.
No, because they live next door to each other or whatever.
Yeah. They were like in the same area. Yeah, they were in the same neighborhood. So the real ones know. The real ones know.
And I'm not one of the real ones.
To.
So, that's fun. That's smart. I like that. That's very clever because she doesn't answer because Harry's like, do you mean my parents? Yeah. You can use their names. And she's like,
yeah.
I don't even want to talk about this. I don't even like this conversation. Why are you attacking me?
To be honest, I wouldn't want to remember young child Severus either. I don't even want to remember Severus. No. Adult Severus.
And like, he could, honestly, if she was like, his name was Snape, he'd be like, well, girl, he has not changed, honey. Let me tell you whatever you remember it's still happening. He has not washed his hair. Still greasy.
Still got those weird yellowing underpants, I promise.
Yeah. He does not brush his teeth. I mean, like, there's just like Igor Karkaroff.
I'm sorry, Snape. There is a potion for that fucking greasy mop on your head. I'm so mad about it. He is the potions master, and he does not have the best hair in that castle.
He should
get away from me.
A leave-in conditioner. You can pop that out in 10 minutes. Organic.
I'm telling you, Severus Snape, his hair, he should be walking in there like Yoon Jung-un, like Kim Mingyu right now. Their long hair with like the perfect curtain bangs. Severus Snape, what are you doing?
He should have his own skincare line.
I don't understand.
Stupid. He's an idiot.
Potions master and your hair looks like that? Oh my God.
Get out of here.
I'm so mad. It makes no sense.
It's so stupid. Then this is like the most character development we get for Petunia, I think, in the whole book series.
I know. I wish we had a little. Yeah. I wish we had.
I like this passage where it's like Harry is kind of like astounded by Petunia and sees her. Is it here? Is it? Oh no, it's later. I'm sorry. Hold that thought about Petunia.
Okay.
But Harry is like stunned that like Petunia knows this information or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Vernon's trying to reconcile that he was about to yell at Harry for all this, and then like Petunia kind of backed Harry up on the information.
Yeah,
so then he's like, well, okay,
so recalculate. A real thing.
So they're the Dementi Whatsits. The name is Dementor. Like, this isn't supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's Dementor. It's not a hard word.
Adam, rocks for brains.
He's just thinking about drill bits all day.
Yeah. His attention span is like 5 seconds. Like,
Dear Mr. Potter, further to our letter of approximately 22 minutes ago, the Ministry of Magic has revised its decision to destroy your wand forthwith. Great word, forthwith. Start using that in your letters and impressing all your resume readers.
Yeah.
You may retain your wand until your disciplinary hearing on 12th August, at which time an official decision will be taken. Following discussions with the headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, the ministry has agreed that the question of your expulsion will also be decided at that time. You should therefore consider yourself suspended from school pending further inquiries. With best wishes, yours sincerely, Mafalda Hopkirk, Improper Use of Magic Office, Ministry of Magic.
So I don't think this one was not on the letterhead. I think you're right that her note before of the expulsion and that should it's crazy to me that it'll be like, you're expelled, hoping you are well, darling.
Yeah. I like that the first one is like a full, like, you select from a drop down tab what charm they did, and then it's like, have they had an other occurrence, and then you put in the date, and then it just auto sends it out.
A template.
Whereas this one, it was like, well, okay, so we did talk to Dumbledore.
Dumbledore showed up. Yeah.
Dumbledore showed up. He's freaked everybody out. We're a little frightened of him, and we still respect him enough that it'll be fine.
We'll hold off for now.
We'll hold off for now, but consider yourself suspended. So I mean, at least, after just like a couple of minutes, the answer has a bit changed. He's not expelled at the moment, but that doesn't mean that there's not still the chance of his expulsion.
Yeah.
So Vernon's like, what does the letter say? Harry says, I'm not actually expelled. I'm suspended. I have to go to a hearing on August 12th. And then he's like, well, I guess I'll go to bed. And Vernon's like,
well, that's
all. No, it's not all. So they continue this conversation where Vernon tries to get to the bottom of exactly what happened. He still doesn't know the name Dementor. It's like not even funny anymore. It's a little silly at this point.
It's a little too much.
Vernon is horrified by the Dementor's kiss. And they're like, did they actually suck Dudley's soul out? And he's like, no, you'd know. You would know. Has Harry hasn't seen anyone with a full soul sucked out, right?
No, he never actually saw Junior.
Correct. Okay. I would be fascinated to see.
We don't see.
In the whole book series, right?
No, I mean, I think it's like they're just like brain dead.
Yeah.
Essentially. That's my guess. That's what I've always
equated
thought.
It as. I think that's what it's supposed to be, for sure.
Yeah.
So then this is a really funny bit where Harry's like explaining that they were like attacked in the alley by the Dementor. And Vernon's like, oh, you give him the old 1-2?
Yeah.
And Harry's like, no,
this
you can't hit a Dementor. This is so stupid.
Can you imagine? That's exactly what Vernon would do too. He would just like slug at them, like off balance. Like,
it's so funny. You can't give a Dementor the old 1-2, said Harry through clenched teeth.
Boom, boom.
That's so funny. So then he's about to explain that he used the Patronus charm to fend off the Dementors from attacking Dudley when the fourth owl shows up, and this one is from Sirius. And he says...
yeah, great. Yeah, what's your Sirius impression? I'm so curious.
It's still like London-y, right?
He's like kind of a rich
still
boy.
Like posh. Yeah.
Rich boy London-y.
Arthur just told us what's happened. Don't leave the house again, whatever you do. It's not very exciting, but that's what I've got. Because I don't really want to do a Gary Oldman impression. Ferdinand's freaking out about the owls still. And at this point, this is where Harry fully loses me in this chapter. I think every chapter we're going to go through and I'm going to be like, and this is the moment where I'm not on Harry's side anymore. And I'm on Voldemort's side.
No!
So it's really fascinating in that way. Okay, this is the letter he gets, right? And Harry reads it quickly. Harry found this such an inadequate response to everything that had happened tonight that he turned the piece of parchment over, looking for the rest of the letter, but there was nothing there. Fine. I mean, it is a short letter. You'd expect your godfather to be like, I hope you're well.
Yeah, hoping you are well. We need it in this, okay? We don't need it in Mafalda's letter, but in this one, to be expected.
This is where I'm like, he fully loses me. And now his temper was rising again. wasn't anybody going to say well done for fighting off 2 Dementors single-handedly? No one's going to say that.
Adam, you are very words of affirmation don't do anything for you though. In Harry's defense.
That's true. It's true. I just feel like of all the things to be worried about, getting congratulated right now is probably not the top of what Harry's list should be.
Sure. I mean, I think that's probably coming out of the space of he feels very unseen. He feels
sure.
With everything that's been going on, he's just like, wow, no one, hello? Can you hear me?
But if Sirius's letter had truly been the same length, like it had been 2 lines, but instead of like, Arthur just told us what happened, and instead of don't leave the house again, whatever you do, it was like, good job nicking those Dementors, he would have been fine. No, he still would have been mad. He would have been like, that's all you're going to say? Like, you're not going to like explain what the fuck is going on or why Dementors are coming after me in the middle of the street in a suburb of London?
The part about this that is so sad is that, so like, stupid. Obviously this is what alienation does to people, right? Like, this is literally what it does. It makes them like kind of crazy. Like you start to feel that way whether you want to or not. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's a little weird to me in the climate with knowing what Fudge said. Knowing that Fudge himself didn't believe that Voldemort came back, mm-hmm. and knowing that Voldemort is back, I am very surprised that Harry is like, oh, they probably don't want to put anything in writing unless they like absolutely have to. It's crazy to me that he hasn't even had a thought like that. Because I'm like, Harry, you know how like shitty it is right now. Like what actually happened. You know the reality of where Fudge stands. You know the reality of like Voldemort and his followers all being out and about. Like I would think that would be a thought in his head. And he has never once said like, maybe they couldn't put anything in writing, but like he was still frustrated or something. I'm just like,
he's not asking the obvious question, which is why are the Dementors here? Which I think is a little silly. I mean, it's obvious that it's probably Voldemort sending them, but, I just would be like, how did they find me? How do they know I'm here? There's no records of Harry living here.
Oh, yeah. Think. In the wizarding world, they don't ask questions like that, Adam.
No, that's right.
Oh, yeah, they knew exactly where I was.
In the alley, a place I normally don't go.
I'm sorry, Adam. These Dementors are just like thugs. They're just like
they're gangsters. It's like full. It's the Godfather. He starts to put the pieces together for Vernon, and then Vernon is like, "Oh, they're after you. So now my house is in danger because you're wanted in some regard, and so I'm kicking you out of the house."
Suddenly,
and Harry's like worried because both Arthur and Sirius had just been like, do not leave the house, do not go outside, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Get out right now. The end of me.
Wow. And Vernon's like, you gotta go, it's time to get GTFO. And as he's like basically shoving him toward the door, practically, we're at that point where it is getting very heated. And owl number 5 shows up. This owl flies in so fast down the chimney that it hits the ground before getting back up and dropping off a howler to Petunia.
I'm sorry. The house elf rights, we're going to add delivery owl rights to the list, because what is going on? Why was this owl that desperate to deliver the message for, well, I won't spoil it, but
are there specific howler owls where they like know it's a howler so they go even faster? Like they're like, I gotta get there. Because there's like a time limit and then it's just gonna explode anyway. Who knows?
Oh my God! Yeah, wait, that's terrible. Does it? It has to be a charm where it knows it's in the presence.
It knows
of
that's gotten to the. Yeah,
It has to be. This is
so it is addressed to Petunia. We finally bring back the thing that's like one of my favorite pieces of book 1, which is like it knows exactly the room that Petunia is standing in.
Yep.
Miss Petunia Dursley, the kitchen, number 4 Privet Drive. She doesn't want to open it, but it's you can't. The howler, she's gonna get opened.
It's gonna.
So
open.
burst into flames. An awful voice filled the kitchen, echoing in the confined space, issuing from the burning letter on the table. Remember my last, Petunia.
You read this chapter, right? You didn't listen to the audiobook?
I read it. I did not listen to the audiobook.
The audiobook, the voice that he does is like Sybil Trelawney's prophecy voice.
Oh, interesting.
I was like,
it's interesting to me because the other howler that we have experienced in its actual reading, there's been a couple other howlers in the series referenced that like happen, but they're not like, we don't know the verbatim text. It's just Molly's voice, but it's like super loud. It's like echoing against the walls of the Great Hall. Whereas this is just an awful voice. So my question is like, is it like a TikTok filter where you can like filter just your voice just to like
those are
just mask?
Those are so weird. Strange to me.
They're very strange because I hate to tell you, we're going to find out later that it's Dumbledore who sent this. Mm-hmm. But it's not Dumbledore's voice, or is it supposed to be? He doesn't want to use his voice so that Harry doesn't know it's coming from him.
So Dumbledore in these moments of like him like rushing to the ministry and whatnot, he just like stepped off to the side real quick and was like, "Remember my last." Like,
right? Or was it like he opened like an Adobe Audition file and he like edited the waves so that it like doesn't sound like him? Like he did like in an Unsolved Mysteries episode where they like silhouette and they voice filter it so that it's like to protect the anonymity of the person. We're going to use this voice effect. Very interesting.
I don't know. Good question.
Remember my last, Petunia. What could we be referencing? We will not know. For quite a while, in fact. It's gonna be a little bit before we get back to this one. But just keep it as a little bee in your bonnet, Potter.
Yeah. Keep it in the back of your mind.
Petunia has heard this and she has looked more frightened than she's ever looked in her life. And so she says that Harry has a say, and Vernon isn't necessarily thrilled. But I will say he doesn't argue, which I thought he would be like, no, he's got to go and put his foot down.
I think he's just so shocked by her being like, he has to stay. Because I don't think she typically even really, I think they're just always on the same page. That was the impression I got. Like the two of them are always united in something. So he's just like so shocked that she's going against him. And I also love the fact that this bitch tried to excuse it on the neighbors, Adam. She was like, oh, well, people will talk. Because I was like, oh my God, that is such a Petunia thing. So I'm like, this woman she's like very intelligent, clearly. That was like very quick to be like, well, they'll talk. So we can't. People ask questions. Because I'm like, that's a very Petunia thing to worry about. It's like very.
Although honestly, the answer they would give them is they'd be like, oh, he to
Stonewall High, wherever he was supposed to go originally.
Yes. St. Mungo's malady children of whatever. So that's pretty much the chapter. The only other bit that I wanted to go back to real quick was just that Harry says that Voldemort has come back while he's explaining what happened and why the Dementors will be coming after. This is like what prompts Vernon to be like, you got to go.
Yeah.
And there's a passage I thought, okay, I think this is really interesting. Petunia's horrified. She was looking at Harry as though she had never looked at him before. And all of a sudden, for the first time in his life, Harry fully appreciated that Aunt Petunia was his mother's sister. He could not have said why this hit him so powerfully in this moment. All he knew was that he was not the only person in the room who had an inkling of what Lord Voldemort being back might mean. Aunt Petunia had never in her life looked at him like that before. Her large, pale eyes, so unlike her sister's, were not narrowed and dislike her anger. They were wide and fearful. The furious presence that Aunt Petunia had maintained all Harry's life, that there was no magic and no world other than the world she inhabited with Uncle Vernon, seemed to have fallen away. And I was like, this is the first time we've ever gotten character development for this character.
Like depth was for her.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I liked that, we get that. And that's it. That's the chapter.
Oh, incredible. Incredible work, Adam. Oh, wonderful. Well, okay, that wraps up this chapter. Next week, we'll be reading chapter 3, The Advance Guard. You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you find your podcasts, as well as video versions on the Ampliverse YouTube channel and Spotify. As always, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so that you can get a perfect nude score, 5 stars only, or else you'll be expected at that hearing on August 12th.
Oh.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at HPAnxious or YouTube and TikTok at The Ampliverse. We are hosted on Anchor and recorded on Zencastr, so thank you to both of them and are a proud member of The Ampliverse. Check them out at theampliverse.com. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Ari.
Beautiful work this week. I really enjoyed those impressions. Claire Foy.
Thank you.
You better watch out, girl.
I'm coming for your gig.
And as always, Knox.